The benefits of sleep and why you should get more of it. Sleep. Everybody needs it, and you're probably thinking you get enough of it. Well, you probably do not, actually. Sleep is vital to be happy, healthy, and a vigorous human being. So, to start off with, I will tell you about my personal journey to combat my sleep deprivation. Last year, I realized that I was not getting enough sleep due to a variety of factors. I would fall asleep in class. When I went to bed, I would fall asleep pretty much instantly, and I would stay up until 12:31 a.m. every day, and then get up for school at 6, and that doesn't really turn out to be a very good combo. I started to get sick, and ended up staying home for a few days due to my sickness mostly being related to my sleep deprivation, so I decided I needed to actually fix this. The main reason that I was not getting enough sleep was due mostly to the procrastination of completing homework. After this, I decided I needed to just get to bed earlier, so I started doing my homework earlier and not really putting it off, which is mostly why I was staying up late. And another thing I started to do was I was interested in how I was sleeping, because I had heard that there was this one guy who he didn't use an app because he would wake up and always feel tired, and he found out that there was something that woke him up every night at 3 a.m. So I thought there was maybe something waking me up while I wasn't sleeping so well. So I started using an app that measured my sleep quality and if I woken up during the night, and that's called a Sleep Cycle. And it has helped tremendously. I still use it mostly every day, and I've been able to get longer and better night's sleep and also see how I slept the previous night. And through this, I found out that I need about 8 to 8.5 hours of sleep in order to feel rested. It's a little hard to do with school, but I always manage to get about 7.5 every night. So one thing that the app does is it measures statistics. So I've used it for when this was taken 168 days, and I've slept for 50.9 days out of that 168 times that it's recorded my sleep, and my average sleep time is 7 hours and 32 minutes. And as you can see, it includes the shortest, longest, best, and worst. For some reason, I don't know why it has December 30th, 1969 for the worst and the shortest, because I haven't even used it for a year. But basically you can see that my two best, or my shortest was on October 16th, and then my longest was on October 16th, and then my best was June 18th. And then it's kind of hard to see with the light, but basically you can see in the graph is that right here it has awake at the very top, and in the middle section there's sleep, and then the very bottom to the very bottom in this section is deep sleep. And you have like REM cycles, so you go from light sleep to deep sleep, and as you can see with the graph that normally you want to get between an equal combination of light sleep and deep sleep. So this one is actually from 2 Sundays ago, so December 6th, or actually, yeah, a week from Sunday, and you see that I had a sleep quality of 83%, which is basically calculated how long I was in regular sleep and deep sleep, and also as well how long I slept for. And then this chart here shows the only one so far that I've recorded where I got 100% sleep quality. And what I find really interesting is it was actually after I got back from my June Kairos. So I guess I was just really exhausted because I ended up getting 100% sleep quality. And you can see that I was in deep sleep at least 2 times that night. So why get enough sleep? It is important to get enough sleep as it leads to a person that is better prepared for the following day. Getting a good night's sleep will not necessarily make you immune from diseases, but it will make you more healthy, and getting a better night's sleep can also lead to a better sex life. According to the National Sleep Foundation, 26% of people interviewed said that their sex life suffered did not get enough sleep. And one thing I find very important is that if you get enough sleep, you will probably have a better mood, because normally when you're sleepy, you can be cranky, at least I am. And getting enough sleep can also lead to better memory, since when you're suffering from sleep loss, your brain is not up to par when compared to how you feel after a full night's sleep. There are many different factors regarding the amount of hours you should get from sleep, but there are some basic guidelines. Everyone is different. The brain is very active while we sleep, so it's necessary to get enough so that you're able to properly recharge your brain. So for some just recommended hours of sleep. Infants are expected to get around 16 hours of sleep each day. Adults, 7 to 8 hours will mostly suffice, but some can do as well as 5 hours, all the way up to 10. And then for teenagers, it's recommended about 9 hours, but we all know that really never happens, unless on the weekends. So just try to get as much as you can. So the question that you might be asking yourself is, why do we need to sleep? And according to the BBC, we really shouldn't be asking that question at all. So, according to scientists for the BBC, we should instead be asking, why are we awake? So one of the reasons that they ask this question is because sleep has been linked to a form of cleaning. And after a good night's sleep, we are essentially waking up to a new brain that's clean of toxins that build up after being awake throughout the day. So in order to when you get a good night's sleep, your brain is clear of them. Just one of the reasons that they ask that question is because the amount of toxins that your brain generates throughout the day it's very interesting that we can survive on 13, 14 hours of being awake or even more because of the amount of cleaning your brain has to do. Which is hence why it's necessary to get enough sleep so that it cleans, so your brain is able to clean that. So there's a simple test you can do to tell you to see if you actually are getting enough sleep. So first of all, there's the warning signs of not getting enough sleep. The instant you lay down, a few of them are the instant you lay down to go to bed, you fall asleep within 5 minutes. If you are not sleep deprived or you're ready to, you feel you're just going to bed normally at normal time, you would normally fall asleep within 20 minutes. So that's the first indicator. You are forgetful without proper rest, since you are unable to properly recall memories. If you feel like you're on autopilot the entire day, at least sometimes like when I'm driving, I feel like this, and are unable to remember the things you did earlier in the day, then you are sleep deprived. Your reaction time is also slowed, and you're unable to or struggle at making split-second decisions. So the simple test to seeing how much sleep is right for you is, first of all, knowing how much sleep you need is the most important factor to deciding exactly how much sleep you need. So if you don't know how much you need, it's really hard for you to actually plan on getting that amount of sleep. So there are a few questions that you can ask yourself that I kind of already stated in order to determine if you're getting enough sleep. Do you need an alarm clock to wake up? Do you feel tired while driving? Do I have trouble getting out of bed in the morning? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then you are not getting enough sleep. As with everything, there is danger in doing too much of it, and yes, it actually exists. There is a danger in sleeping too much. If you're chronically sleeping too much, it can be because you're probably suffering from sleep apnea or even depression. So when you have too much sleep, and then you add it, that can also equal sometimes. It can also equal sometimes things like too much headaches, high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, and many of those can actually be deadly. So in short, if you have too much sleep on a consistent basis, you can actually die from that. So conclusion, in short, you need to sleep. So stop staying up to watch the next episode on Netflix or whatever you do before you go to bed. Just go to bed. I recommend that you use a sleep app of some sort, as you can see how you're sleeping and all those types of things. There's many free apps on the App Store that you can use, as well as some that just like play music or like outside noises, so you can just fall asleep through that if you can't actually fall asleep. If your phone produces a lot of radiation, like mine does actually, because like for instance, the sleep app requires that it's actually on your bed, you can turn on airplane mode and it will still actually work just fine. And that's basically what I do, and it's just something to help me fall asleep. And I'd just like to thank Creative Commons for their use of pictures, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to put this presentation together very well. And also because I don't have to really cite them. And then here's my sources.